always do, right? On the weekend.
Saturday and Sunday, right?
Saturday college football and saw some interesting games. I thought Clemson was going to certainly drop that when they didn't. Oklahoma State, they stubbed their toe, much like I think a lot of us thought. I didn't want to see that anyway, right? It just certain games, certain teams I don't want to see when it comes to the Final Four. It didn't, Jay Will. Yesterday's NFL action was quite interesting, I must say, in several games. So that was pretty much the weekend. Yeah. Soccer. Went to kids' soccer on Saturday morning. I didn't have to go to soccer because the young one was with me, so she stayed in. We just kind of watched cartoons. I don't think she understood anything was on the screen except colors, which was fine for 2.5 hours.
Paw Patrol or whatever's going on.
That's a good 2.5 hour break.
I don't even know the cartoons myself. It wasn't my traditional Tom and Jerry, Bugs Bunny. It wasn't
Stuff
any
we
of
grew
that.
Up with.
Wasn't none of that.
The ones back in the 50s?
Not
those
quite.
cartoons?
50s. But then Sunday, believe it or not, I almost quit.
What? Quit what?
This job, ESPN, everything, to go back to California because I had to stand out in the cold at 9 o'clock in the morning for 2 hours, freezing to watch soccer.
And it's not that bad yet. You know that.
Man,
it's not that bad yet.
I had 3 things on. I'm standing out there. Like, man, I don't know how I allowed them to talk me into this. God.
Yeah, we had a little bit of that on Saturday. We went trick-or-treating. Nobody in the neighborhood got my outfit. People thought I was Hollywood from Top Gun because I had the whole Top Gun gear on, but I was actually David Chappelle. Nobody.
Yeah, you didn't do a good job.
No, I had some of the pieces, some of the attributes that showed you I was David Chappelle. Just not sure people in my neighborhood knew Dave Chappelle.
Oh, that's right. We set out candy too on the porch, on the front steps for people to
socially distant.
Yes.
Well, we had 2 big things. Put the note on it. They can't make.
Now, did the note say, "Please take 1 piece of candy"? Did the kid come out and grab like 2?
My daughter wrote, "Please take 1,"
and then
I'm sure they was taking more. I wasn't monitoring it like that.
This is a question because this note. Did you guys give out whole candy bars? Are you that?
It was a bunch of different stuff.
But I'm saying, are you giving like full things like all-star?
It was some full ones, but there's also some minis. It was just a bunch of different.
Can't hide money, Zubin. Can't hide money if you're giving out whole bars.
And I will say,
it's cheap. You get it from Target.
How different was it? This is the first year I've lived in New York City. I was at a restaurant on Halloween, and a lot of the people that live in and around New York City, they don't have a backyard, they don't have a house, all that sort of stuff. I was sitting in the restaurant, and the trick-or-treaters came into the restaurant for candy, and the restaurant was ready for them. Like, this has been a thing. It was just totally new to me because they didn't have neighbors to go do door to door, so they just go business to business, and the kids got their candy.
See, Key and I would have taken it to the next level as kids. I would have came up to your table and asked you for a tip. As part of what?
Or wait for him to leave the tip. Zubin? I'm just saying, as a kid, I would, I'll talk about that during the break. 7 years is over with. Statute of limitations. Let's move along.
Oh, gotcha. Lord. Pay by credit card. No way you can swipe the $5 I put on the table. All right, back to Cam.
You've done that before.
So you talked about the weekend. The Big 12 is done, and I think in some cases, Cam might be done. Bill Belichick said, listen, all right, he's still our starter moving forward. For the Pats now, it's a long week, literally and figuratively. It's a long week because they don't play next week until Monday Night Football against the Jets. And frankly, it's going to be a long week because, they used to say when you sit there and watch film with Belichick, he would rip Tom Brady to shreds. I got no idea what he's going to do with Cam Newton.
Well, I don't think he's going to do much with Cam. Cam didn't play god-awful. Cam helped him stay in the game. He didn't take him out of the game. I just think that they don't have enough. First of all, Jacoby Myers is there. He tried to do whatever he could do, not the law firm, the receiver.
Right.
And then when you look at
Jacoby and Myers.
Yeah, Jacoby and Myers. And then when you think about Demarius Byrd, another receiver. It's like, who am I throwing to? There's no Julian Edelman. Okay, you could clearly tell that Cam was trying to put the team on his back. Unfortunately, he got him in a position at the end of the game, but then he fumbled.
And that's why it's on.
It is just like, oh, God, this is just won't turn for him. It just will not turn for him. And look, the Pats, we fell into this trap of Belichick is there. He'll figure it out. They started off pretty good at 1-1, Miami, Seattle, but the Seattle game was a win, so to speak, even though they didn't get the W on the board.
Stopped on the goal line on the last play of the game.
Stopped on the goal line, style points, all of those sort of things, and everything just kind of fell apart for him, right? It started to disintegrate, And now people are looking at Cam, oh my God, this, but they're not focused in on there's players that opted out. There's no Julian Edelman. They've yet to ever fix the wide receiver position on the perimeter outside of a Julian Edelman or Gronkowski. They just continue to get that wrong. He traded for Randy Moss for a low bargain type situation. Moss kind of energized the outside receiver position for them. And that was pretty much it. Outside of Moss, for many years, he's never given Tom Brady any credit. I mean, any player, so to speak, to give him that type of credit. But when you look at the team now, it's like, well, for many years, Tom Brady kind of like seems like he was covering up for some of those deficiencies. And now that he's not there, we can kind of see everything face value. Like, where are the players that they drafted, Jay Will? Where are the players that they signed in the future to try and come up with some sort of help for Cam Newton and make Cam into a better quarterback, or even from a defensive standpoint? Where are those guys at?
Well, Bart Scott said that before, where he questioned Bill Belichick's right talent around people. And people always respond by saying, well, he's won 6 Super Bowls, and what are you talking about? Well, there's actually that's a pretty great point about talent surrounding your people with. I will say this. You said that things won't turn for Cam. Things will turn from Cam next week when they play the Jets. But I think it's time that we stop talking about Cam as an elite QB. When I talk about elite QBs, I see what Aaron Rodgers does to marginal wide receivers. He makes them look great. Cam is not throwing the ball well enough to make marginal players look great. That's all I'm saying.
No doubt about it. Aaron Rodgers is thrown to Valdez Scantling and Alan Lazard, and even the most hardcore NFL fan probably had no idea who those two players were before they arrived on the scene with A-Rod. The official numbers, as Jay said, his official numbers were not great, 15 for 25 for 174 yards passing, but simply put, after the game, Cam not passing on accountability.
It's unacceptable. I got to protect my boy.
Does it impact you more? Guys were moving the ball at the end there because you did have a chance, obviously, on that last drive there.
No, it affects me more that, I still am jeopardizing this team's success because of my lackluster performances of protecting the football. So Coach trusts me with the ball in my hands, and I wouldn't want it any other way, and I just got to do a better job of protecting it.
What do you think about that?
He's not elite anymore. Can we agree on that, Key? Is Cam Newton an elite quarterback?
No, he's not an elite quarterback right now. No, he's not. That's not.
Is he?
That doesn't mean because he's not an elite quarterback that he should fumble on the 10-yard line. He was pushing him in the right position. It just so happened the dude came from behind and punched the ball out. Cam should know better. That's the frustrating part, is Cam should know better. When you get into traffic, put that ball away. It's on his right side. The ball should be in his left arm toward the sideline. He knows better.
Zubin, all I'm saying, over the last 4 years, his 2 best seasons in regard to yardage and passing TDs landed him in the company of Alex Smith and Mitch Trubisky.
I'm not sure that's company you want to keep.
I'm just saying, just numbers. Sheer numbers and the eye test tell you where he is right now.
And the numbers for Key. This is Cam's 10th year in the league. You got to know better if you're a 10-year veteran what side of your body you need to be holding the football onto. We're asking on the Dr. Pepper Twitter feed, who do you trust more to win in the playoffs? Lamar Jackson, who's yet to win a single playoff game, or